Hello, you guys! It is your girl Sunshine here with another one. Yes, how are you, my boos? Oh, it feels great. It feels so great recording. Couple quick things. In regards to my readings, I randomly select um the zodiac sign before I hit record. I really need to find out how to say that properly. But I have a bunch of cards that have the zodiac signs, and I randomly close my eyes and I just select it before I do reading, and I meditate on the person's sign. But I make sure that I get all 12 signs completely done before I reshuffle back again and put every card in the deck. Pretty much for that. In regards to my readings, it's always for the sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign for that particular sign. Um, Remember to check the link down below, or check the information down below. There's a lot of info in regards to my social media and everything, as well as the extended link will be below. So definitely check that out. I think I covered everything. I am not sure, but we're gonna go with it anyways. Taurus. Ooh. Guys, I love Taurus. Let me just take a second. I love Taurus. Like all the Taurus people I've met in my life, such sweethearts. Like generally, it's just like, I don't know if it's because I'm a Virgo and it's like, apparently I think that's like our sister sign or something like that. But honestly, I love the heart of Taurus people. I have yet to meet a Taurus that was just like a meanie pants. I really haven't. So, um, if anyone knows one, maybe let me know. But I really haven't met one, but I love Taurus. Anyways, let's get into it. Enough about that. Let's see, what is it that you need to know, the collective Taurus today? Ooh, we got here White Witch, be the light. We got here Playful. I never really know how to say that damn word, but for me, it's literally shy. I don't know. Maybe some way someone can send me a voice note of like how to pronounce that word. I always call it like the friggling or something. But card number one. First off, here that I'm seeing with the selection with the White Witch being about be the light, you have playful, and then you have 44, you also have, which adds up to 8, and as well as you have 1. There's a lot of information coming in here. With ones, for me, it's all about being strong at heart and trusting your intuition, you know, really listening to your gut. And the fact that you have here the be the light card as well, I feel if there's a sense of sometimes where you're kind of fragile in the sense of you not knowing where to go. You're kind of resistant because with this card, you see how she has like, I don't know if you can really see it in the picture, in the camera, but this is kind of like flames and it's her chest, and she's supposed to be like full blown like red, like on fire, flames, but there's something that holds her back. There's these things, there's these attachments that make her feel as if she can't be her true power, her true essence. It's like say example, you know, you always grew up in a family where you were never allowed to speak because you were the youngest or something like that, and it was just like you were never right, and it was just like it created like a stigma where now when you want to, you know, say something and give your opinion towards something, you're a little hesitant because of past experience. Obviously, everyone's going to have their own little example, but there's something that is holding you back from your true full potential. In regards to when I'm doing a reading, even though my readings are timeless, we have the Leo moon that's coming up, and it's a lot about the energy of, you know, what are the things that you're saying to yourself, you know, what's really going on in your mental space, because understand that that is creating what your reality is. With the playful card coming out here, and I love that it's a little cat. With the playful card here, it just shows the sense of needing to bring innocence, needing to bring in just being in the moment, you know, finding the more positive aspect of the situation, whatever it is. It could be anything. You could be playing with a piece of string and you could be having the time of your life. Like, look at the cat, okay? And funny enough, I hope this person never watches this video, but a friend of mine once, they actually were doing that. There was a piece of string that was like hanging, and they just kept like, I don't know what you would like, hitting it or flinging it, and it was so funny because me and everyone else was around saw it and we were dying of laughter. But they were fully in just pushing that string. Like they were so into it. They were just enjoying in that moment. And that person was being in that moment. They weren't worrying about, Tom, Dick, Harry, Nancy, Susie, the person down the street, the dog on the road. No, they were just in the moment having fun with a piece of string. And when it comes to the playfulness, it reminds me of kids. And if you ever watch kids in regards to like just seeing them do their day-to-day life, if you have any nephews or you have kids of yourself, and you just look at them and you see how they are, they will find so much joy, so much thrill in just any and everything, and they can just just have so much fun. And it's funny to us, but actually I feel as if the kids understand the way to be more than adults do. Adults can tend to have so much voices in their heads telling them about this and telling them about that, and understand that it's things that just you pick up as you grow up over the years. I always say you're a piece of clay, and your mom, your dad, each person is like an indent. Your siblings, your cousin, your auntie, the donkey, the dog, whoever is making a little indent, and it kind of defines who you are. And then you get to a certain point where the clay doesn't really change too much depending on the type of person that you are. And understand that, as if you think about a little kid, every time they would have gotten that little indent, we'll say, in the piece of clay, they're changing, and slowly they start to take away the playfulness. And as you get older, it's like you forget to just be fun or just do, you know what I mean? And there's something that's trying to get you out of your comfort zone so you can focus on the more positive. You can focus on being there and knowing. Even with this owl here, I just feel a sense of wisdom and knowing. We have here in her hair, she has a butterfly, has to do with transformation, morphing into something. Think about butterflies. You have the caterpillar, and then you go, cocoon, caterpillar, and then, you have the butterfly, and it's such a beautiful transformation that it goes through. Because you imagine when you're in it was in the, when it was in its shell in its first stage, there could have been moments when that entity that had the thought of, I'm not going to be anything else. I'm just going to stay in this cocoon, and that's it. And it's just like, think about the mentality of, oh, I'm going to be something better. It grows into a caterpillar, then it goes into a butterfly, and I really believe that any butterfly that doesn't go through that process wouldn't get to the end stage of that butterfly. They don't believe in it, because remember, you manifest. I know I was talking about a butterfly, but understand that in everything it's manifestation, even plants. If I heard that, and I've actually witnessed it, that people talk to the plants, people that really have really beautiful plants, and I wish I was one of them, but they talk to the plant, they nurture the plant, they give it love, they speak to it. There was actually a science test that was or an experiment, whatever you want to call it, where they actually had people like talk down to a plant, give the same amount of water and food and lighting and all that, but they talk down to the plant. They just said mean words, and you're worthless, you're nothing, and you're not going to grow, whatever. And then there's another plant where they just spoke love and positivity into it. And when you looked at the picture, and you looked at the image of these two plants, this one was just dead for the one that it was talked to down and all the negativity, because that energy went onto the plant. Okay, it went into that. And it's the same thing when it comes to our minds. Just like, what are you filling your mind with? There's something that is blocking you from seeing. But when you can focus on the light and the more positivity and just play in the moment, you can become this queen of wands, the queen of fire energy, queen status, following your passion, going and being that inspiration. Because remember, I was saying here, it's like her flame is being outed, and then when you get to this stage, even though it was in reverse, because I believe that you will, but currently it's the thing that's holding you back from really going for your purpose, and really just going out there, just being, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sit here that you're not who you are. You are, to a degree, but there's certain times when you hold back, you hold your tongue, you know what I mean? And you don't really go, you don't go, it's like you could get to 120% and you'll go to like 80 in certain subjects, where it's like you don't have to. You could be at any percentage, and it's really about just going forward. We have here the Six of Wands, the victory that what did I just, I just said, I literally just said that I believe that you're going to get there in the future, and that's literally what came out. The Six of Wands. It is in your destiny to get to that place, but it's really, oh, that's so funny. I didn't even realize how I actually set up the cards that you have here. You go with the light, you go for the playfulness, you get that victory, you get the spontaneous. You look at the sad and the sorrow, and you don't focus on your flame and your passion, and what really inspires you and drives you and just thrills you, creation, your ambition, that thing that just gets you off your seat, gets you out of bed, you're jumping, people are gonna think you're on some kind of energy. And it's just like, when you hold yourself back, you're missing out on all of this beauty that you can have. Okay, let's look into what should you focus on. Wasn't I just talking about animals? We have here a dog. It says connect with animals. They're the same way that I was saying before. When you watch a kid in their environment and how they be, you can also get so much beauty in animals. Clearly, I want to tell you so many stories today. There was one time I was outside and I was just chilling in my backyard, and there was a bunch of ants, and I was like, okay, whatever. For some reason, I happened to be doing nothing in my backyard except just sitting down. So I was watching the ants, and I watched how this ant, oh, I have two ant stories, sorry. I watched how this ant took a piece of whatever it was, I guess it was food to them, from like way over there, and they went through all kinds of, turmoil just to make sure they got to the other end. And they went, and they had to go through, like sticks and stones and, just things that wouldn't really bother us being so big, but it being an ant, it really, like the twigs and stuff, it was like every time I came across it, it would just, find another route and really go. And it was just, the determination was just like, it was phenomenal to watch. It did not give up. It made sure it fulfilled its destiny to do it. Another thing that I saw, which was really interesting, which I said I was going to research to figure out what the hell it was about. But ants, if someone knows, please comment below. Where the ants, it was like they're all walking, they all have a side that they're going, some's going this way, some's going that way, forward, backwards, whatever is diagonal. And it was like anytime the ants would happen to get to the same point, okay, no matter which direction, but they get to the same point, it was like they would kind of, I don't know if they were saying hi. In my theory, I was like, yo, they're giving each other props. But they would stop. And it was like, you could see there was like an encounter, and then they would continue on their path. And it was like, this one would keep going, and it would come into encounter of another ant, and it was the same thing. It would stop, give each other props, and then keep going. And it was such a beautiful thing to watch, of the amount of just respect and greeting. It's like, when you go out to the world, how many times are you really saying hello and good morning to a random person? Just cause, just holding open that door for a stranger, just saying hi, just smiling. You know what I mean? I know that can lead to stuff with your girls and stuff like that, and it's another guy or something, or vice versa, or it could thing. But sometimes you could just politely just, smile. And there's a huge thing, there's a big difference in doing that. And it's really phenomenal. And I just feel as if that if you take the time to really tap into connecting to things that you normally don't connect to, like in, say example, you always walked down, let's just say like Jane Street and Park Road. I don't even know if that exists together, but Jane Street and Park Road. And it's like every day, Jane Street, Park Road, Jane Street, Park Road. You always go to that. Why not take, Saturn Road to Jane Street instead? The amount of things that you would see along that path, along that journey, is phenomenal. And that's where you were able to learn things. That's when you're able to, have that creative spark, and they have that ambition, and it's new and it's fresh and it's different. And it's just little tasks like that that you can easily do, that can, help spark that true soul powerful essence you have inside you. I feel the passion trying to rise up and out of you and into the world. And it's like it's like the world finally going to see the true you, with the one that I don't give a shit, I'm on that boss. What? And it's just conquering the world. It's a beautiful thing. But it is only going to come to those that are learning to find the light, and really trying to tap into different environments and just going with the flow and being very playful. I want to talk about the fours. And I remember I said in the 44 it added up to 8. So like I said before, the one it's about intuition, trusting your gut, being strong at heart, really focusing on tapping into when it's that energy versus when it's fear. With the fours, for me as a reader, that's all about protection. Your spiritual guides are protecting you. They're definitely out there, having your back, whether you see them or hear them or not, but they are, okay. And understand that is around you, and they're holding you, and they're trying to guide you as much as they can. But there needs to be a more of being open to receiving the abundance and being the true person that you are, that needs to take place to really tap into that energy. 8 is all about the harmony. Love even like with affinity, right? You have that constant loop, you have that constant balance, that sequence is never ending, it's a constant flow. Mine actually says family and love, and when anyone ever asks me about the tattoo, I would say, you love your family, and your family gives love. Like it's supposed to be a constant sequence. Obviously, it can relate to so many different subjects, but I had to choose 2 words, guys, okay? But it's that constant flow, and it's the same thing with you and your environments, having that constant flow of just really going forward and just taking that time to really tap into the true essence of who you are. We have here a 6. In regards to the 6, for me as a reader, that is about taking a step back. What's going right in my life, what's going wrong, or not so right, or what can be tweaked, what can be changed, how can I level up, how can I really go. And it's really taking that time to just kind of go into hermit mode. Just take that second and pause, breathe, relax, don't be worrying about anything, just straight, just relax. And when you have that moment of that that quiet, that's when you really tap into, okay, where am I headed? Where am I going? What is it I want? What is it that's inside of me that doesn't feel fulfilled? How do I fulfill that part of me that I feel lack thereof? There's some part of me that feels as if it doesn't have, or it's not filling in that void, that situation, and really tap into that and understand that the answers can come in that moment. It can come in a song, it can come in a show, it can come in a conversation, it can come in many different forms. So also being open to receiving it at the correct time that you're supposed to, at the right time, at the divine time. To close out this reading, we're going to see what is the chakra that you need to focus on the most. I just saw 18:33 on the clock, adding up to the 1 and the 8 adding up to 9, and then the 33. You can take the time to research that if you like. But what I can see from those 2 numbers, what I see for you in your future, is that you are going to be wrapping up a stage. You are very close to the finish line, with the 9 being at a completing stage. The 3, because it is 2 and it's so powerful, that it's magnifying the number, what Spirit is trying to say to get to those answers, to find what it is that you're longing for, is with your mind, body, and soul. 3 for me, it's all about those 3 aspects. It's all about the equilibrium. It's all about understanding that if you have a scale with each 3 at a point, and you put too much in one or you put too little in one, the scale is not going to be balanced. And it's the same thing when it comes to your mind, body, and soul. Okay, or spirit, whatever it was. So we have here the base chakra and the repeating number one once again. Intuition. I really feel as if that is something that you're teeter-tottering with. But at the end of the day, you always have your answers, boo. You always do. We are going to definitely continue off into the extended for a little bit more. We're going to tap into the tarot to definitely go further with this message for whoever resonates. Just remember, I'm gonna end it here. Just remember that your mind is a garden, okay? And understand that the seeds are the thoughts that you say. You can either reap flowers or you can have weeds. You know, the choice is yours. Trust your intuition. Namaste.